Just starting out on the Quandary Peak trail. It's about 5:30 in the morning, about 33 degrees when I'm starting this. So the temperature will slowly go up. However, it will also be dropping as I get higher due to elevation, so I'm not sure if it's actually going to get any warmer than this. Pretty chilly, but not as bad as I thought. Don't have the gloves out yet. This will be my first 14,000 foot peak. Interested to see how bad the elevation gain is, or how bad the breathing is up at the higher elevations. I know a lot of people say they have to turn around before they get to the top because of the elevation. We'll see how it goes. Should be a long, strenuous, busy hike. Trailhead was already almost full I got here probably 5:20, and there are probably 20 cars there already. So I expect to see a lot of people on this hike. Come out of the trees, mostly. I actually have a view up the mountains. Sun's come up. Done about a little under a mile and a half, 800 feet of gain so far. Definitely feeling the elevation. I'm going to be panting the entire way up, I think. This trail is flat in this specific spot, but pretty much everywhere else it's just been up, up, up. Past one group so far. I haven't seen anybody else. Starting to get some very nice views as we get higher up. Still just relentlessly up. Still haven't seen any more people, so I guess I'm moving at about the same speed as everyone else. I feel like I'm moving way slower than usual, but maybe that's just normal on peaks of this elevation. You can see where I'm going, way up there. Assuming that's a false summit, but who knows. Sun is starting to come out pretty soon. I'm going to have to put on sunscreen, which always seems really weird to put on when it's about freezing. But I'm already moderately sunburned and don't want to get any worse. Come up about 1,800 feet so far. Started way down there. And I think I've got about 1,500 left to go, so I'm a little over halfway. I've seen remarkably few people on the trail. I've passed a couple more people, and there's one couple ahead of me, probably, I don't know, 7 to 10 minutes hiking. We seem to be going about the same speed. But no one has passed me somehow, even though I feel like I'm going very slow. And I've seen 2 people coming down. One guy, I asked him how early he started, and he said he started hiking at 2 a.m. so he could watch the sunrise from the top. Which sounds absolutely miserable to be doing this hike in the dark with a headlamp. I feel like no sunrise is worth that. Still very steep, but the elevation doesn't feel like it's gotten any worse. So, still panting most of the time, but not any worse than it was at the start. So, onwards and upwards. Well, I've made it to the last semi-flat spot. Now, I get to begin the steepest part, the hike up to the top, up the rock. Whew. This long climb up to the top has been pretty brutal, just straight up, crossed a few snowfields, but didn't get the micro spikes out. It was fine with the trekking poles. It has been quite a ways up. Past a couple more people. Have to stop every couple of minutes to get my breath. Elevation is definitely noticeable. Don't think it's too much farther though. Maybe another 400 or 500 feet of gain. Now I'm up into the longer snow section. Took the tips off the poles so I can get some better grip with the spikes. Almost to the top. It continues on a little ways. This is a false summit. It is, I think, right up there. Maybe where all those people are. Whew. We'll see. Well, I made it up to the top. There's people up there taking pictures, so I just went a little past the top to sit down. Kind of out of the wind. Still pretty windy. Awesome views up here. Went to get my celebratory mini Snickers out to eat, and it's inflated quite a bit at the elevation. I usually get regular Snickers, but they were $2.50 each at Walmart, so I got a pack of mini Snickers that were like half the price for the same amount of Snicker. Very cool up here. Fingers are getting a little chilly, but other than that, feels pretty nice. Just gonna sit down on the edge, have a snack, and then start to head back down. Feel like the climb down is not gonna feel great on the knees. Very glad I have the hiking poles today. Little peak up here. 14,271 feet. Been up here like 15 minutes. And I'm gonna head back down now. The long hike down. Coming up on the end of the Quandary Peak hike. It's just road for the last like quarter mile or so back to the car. Totals ended up being 4 hours and 45 minutes, just about 7 miles, and 3,500 feet of elevation gain. This was my first 14er. I think it was 14,200 something, and it had good views at the top, but I really don't see why it's worth doing these 14ers over other hikes that are a little shorter that have views that are just as good or better. These 14ers are all insanely popular, and there's just crowds of people on them just because they're above 14,000 feet. I'd rather do a shorter one that's easier to do and has views that are just as good or better. So I don't anticipate doing many more of these 14ers.